So you are dreaming about your ultimate desk and studio setup? You wanna dive deep and learn more about the best gear to choose? Well friends, this series is just for you. What's up everyone? Peter here. Now it is time to get down to the nitty-gritty and let me give you a technical breakdown of all these cool gear that were needed to build this setup. Now, this is gonna be the longest video in the series and I'm gonna gloss over a lot of things in this series, but everything I mention is linked down in the description under the like button, which, by the way, you should smash. With that said, let's start with the first part of the series, with the heart of the setup. The heart of the setup is my computer, of course. It is the brand new MacBook Pro 16-inch with the M1 Max chip, 64GB of unified memory and 1TB of SSD. There is a separate review on the MacBook with real-world editing tests including using plugins, color corrections, transitions, so check that out. In short, this is a way overkill, and even with the new Mac Studios M1 Ultra, where I feel it's like an instant get and I want one, I would not be able to leverage it since I could never slow this MacBook Pro down even with several 4K 10-bit 422 H.265 120fps clips with tons of effects on them. I just feel like this M1 Max is still an overkill for me. Even though it has an amazing mini LED screen, I mainly use it in clamshell mode, and boy, I wish I had the Pro XDR display or a more affordable studio display. Speaking of a display, recently I switched from my 27-inch LG display to an ultra-wide LG. The model is the 34WK95UW, and well, it's okay. It is a 4K 2K display, but you will never use it in full resolution since it is just too small, the font, everything. What I love about it is the screen real estate, being able to put 3 full-size windows next to each other. It's great, but the colors and the quality is just okay. But I feel that my older 27-inch LG was crispier and the new studio display is way better, not even mentioning the Pro XDR display. Anyway, I have a dedicated video about this display and brag about it more. If you are interested in that, check it out. In order to operate every gear, I can just connect a single cable to my MacBook. I can charge the laptop, connect to my monitor and all the gear. To make this happen, I use not one, but 2 Thunderbolt docks. So let's move on to the peripherals, starting with the docks. So, the OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock. I use the OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock and the Sonnetech Echo 11 Thunderbolt dock. Since the Sonnetech is a Thunderbolt 4, like my MacBook Pro, that is the main dock and that's the one that I connect to my MacBook 2. It not only charges it, but allows a seamless, super fast data transfer while everything works like a charm. Again, just with one cable without having to connect anything to my MacBook, anything else. Super clean, super simple. The Sonnetech Echo 11 Thunderbolt 4 dock will future-proof you, just future-proof you. It has 4 Thunderbolt 4 ports and has 8K display support. Oh, and one of the Thunderbolt ports charges your computer up to 90 watts as well. Compatible with the Apple Silicon Macs and PCs as well. It rocks an SD card slot, 3 USB 3 and 1 USB 2 port, a 10 gigabit Ethernet port and an audio port. The OWC Thunderbolt 3 dock is the one that provides me with more ports than I just need, including 5 USB 3 ports, 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports, 1 USB-C, a display port, audio jack, digital audio out port, Ethernet port, and it not only has an SD card slot, but a micro SD as well. A sweet extra function is that the OWC dock ejector safely disconnects all my connected drives with just one single click. I just love that with these 2 docks I can plug in everything. even multiple SD cards at the same time, and don't need any dongle for my GoPro or Insta360 micro SDs. Okay, moving on to inputs. We need a keyboard and a mouse. Duh. I have been using the Magic keyboard and mouse for a long time. I love to type on it, I love the design, everything. I never thought I would ever replace them. Then Logitech comes along with its Master Series for Mac. For the Windows users out there, it works with PCs as well. So, why did I switch then? There were some things missing and I haven't realized how much I missed them until I tried the Logitech out. Ever since I started editing, the Magic Mouse was just hard to handle, to scroll through the timelines, and I found myself wishing for extra buttons. This is where the MX Master 3 comes in. It has like 7 buttons and they can be adjusted and customized to apps. These app-specific customizations are just awesome. Not only for Final Cut Pro X, where I cut my editing workflows time down with like 20-30% easily, but with simple tasks like browsing, video calls, and even with Word and Excel. And if you are a power user, you can create your own shortcuts, both app-specific and general. I am talking about things like the mission control, expose, switching between desktops, going back and forward. These are so intuitive controls with super fast learning curve, all packed into an ergonomic design and remarkable precision. Oh, and you can charge it via USB-C while you are using this. My Magic Mouse users out there, feel my pain. If you do, drop a comment if you use a Magic Mouse. The other thing is that I can instantly switch between devices. This applies for the mouse and the keyboard as well. So what this means that you don't even need to press a button to switch, because it is all connected at the same time. You can literally move your cursor to the edge of the screen, and the so-called flow lets you use the other device. This way you can seamlessly control multiple devices and do even more, like copying files from one place to the other. Goodbye AirDrop. A few more words about the keyboard. I really like the design for a Mac. You get the same control, option, command buttons. It is minimalistic, has all the upper Mac controls and numbers, illumination, and it is way more affordable than the Magic Keyboard. Maybe the only thing I miss is a Touch ID. That would make it perfect. Let's talk about the storage. My MacBook has a 1TB storage and I have the super fast 2.5-inch Samsung X5 with 1TB as well. For backup, I like to double down, not to worry to lose anything, so I have 2 Western Digital 20TB duos. They are on my desk and they earn the loudest devices on my desk awards. That's the only downside of them. Now they are off. They are reliable, relatively fast. My only problem is that sometimes it takes longer for them to wake up. Back to the backup, the other thing I use is a NAS system. I partnered up with Terra-Master and boy did I make the right choice. The F5221 is a 5-bay NAS that is more than enough for a small business or a personal cloud storage. It is powerful enough with an Intel dual-core 2 GHz processor providing above 100 megabit per sec read and write speed, which is more than enough to backup, move files, use a time machine, access your files remotely from literally anywhere, and even to stream 4K clips with fast encoding to your entertainment units. The operating system is easy to use, has multiple layers of security, including RAID setup, AES, BTRFS file system. I decided to stick with the Western Digital hard drives and actually could partner up with them as well. Being a satisfied customer for a long time, not only with the duos but owning several portable drives as well, I was sure that their NAS hard drives are top-notch as well. And yes, they are. I put in 5 8TB RAID plus hard drives, making the setup 40GB as well as my desktop duos. This lets me easily save the files to 2 places and not worry at all. They have higher capacity drives as well, and the Terra-Master can handle up to 90 terabytes, but this I figured would work for me for like 5 years, and when the time comes I might just get an extra device or use this for like a backup option of the backup, if you know what I mean. Okay, this was a little dry, so let's bring some fun stuff. My decks on the front left of my desk. These are programmable devices that save you tons of time. Give you a total freedom literally at your fingertips. So let's start with the Loupedeck Live. This changed the way I edit. Just by using their own software, which is super intuitive, integrates seamlessly with different apps on my Mac natively. The best thing I love about it is how customizable it is. With a dynamic interface, I can assign shortcuts to the virtual buttons, but it also has physical ones where I can switch between workspaces that group different tools and functions across different apps. On top of that, it has 6 knobs, which are a game changer for things like color grading or audio control, where I need precision. I can adjust levels without taking my eyes off the subject. Now, let's talk about the Elgato Stream Deck. It is quite similar yet different. One thing I prefer in this over the Loupedeck is that the buttons are actually physical tactile buttons. Actually, they are LCD screens, and the Stream Deck has 15 of them. You can go as pro and crazy as you wish, and your imagination lets you, by launching unlimited actions without needing to memorize keyboard shortcuts. Another thing I love about it is that you get visual feedback once the action is done. All this at your fingertips. Oh, and both of them are super versatile, so I can just take them anywhere with me on the go. So for example, if I do live streaming at a location, the Stream Deck comes along. The last thing that is connected to my Mac is also an Elgato product called CamLink. It turns any camera into a video input for your laptop. No need for extra setup, all you need to do is plug it in and you are good to go. Looking like a pen drive, but this small footprint takes you to the next level. I got the 4K version, and even with Zoom calls, I see the difference. Not just me, others as well. My favorite part is when they asked me that how did I make this background blur effect so realistic? Well, because it's real, it is. The last thing on my desk is an Anker 10-port USB data hub with 60 watts, making it convenient to charge my devices here at my desk. You know, phone, headphones and other stuff. So, if we count everything, there are 14 cables. That's a lot. And this is one of the few areas where I see a room for improvement in order to clear the clutter. I could use a brush cable organizer or a rack mount plate to hide them. But I haven't done it, I guess because thanks to the 12 South notebook tray, you cannot really see the clutter unless you really look. I have to tell you, I had no idea how I will manage to create this and make it a super sleek, minimal setup. At the end of the day, I am really happy how it turned out. Almost perfect. Almost. There is always something that you want to work on, upgrade, so let's see how it will look like in a year. Make sure to subscribe for that and hit the notification bell as well. That being said, if you are at the beginning of your journey, a lot of these are not necessary at all. I honestly hope that this video gave you a couple of ideas you could use in your own setup, whatever stage you are at. Also, there are other aspects like choosing a desk, microphones, speakers, lights. Trust me, you should focus on those as well. It is so hard and time consuming, but I did the grind work for you. So check these videos out. I mean, now, just click on them right after you subscribed and left a comment. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.